Hi everybody, it's your boy Mugondeleli Jeremy Mutala with another one. We're here again. Appreciate you guys joining me today. Um, Today we're gonna be talking about uh, something something very basic, but a lot of people just lack. I'm working on it. Most people are working on it. Like most things in life, it's never ending journey of learning and adapting and improving what you already know. So yeah, today's topic is common decency. Oh yeah, by the way, this right here is our channel. So smile, this is the logo and the slogan is undemanding. The name of the channel is Why Me, and yeah, the slogan is undemanding. So undemanding in the sense that we demand nothing less than for you to be you. That's the only demand that we have. And in everything else, we do not demand. We don't demand you to be fake. We don't demand you to be anything else. Just be you. That's our only demand. So yeah. Without any further ado, you know, let me do the thing. Right. Still hooking it up. You already know, man. If you're a regular here, you already know we gotta do this. Honestly speaking, I gotta find a way to actually do this properly, the proper way. Okay. Yeah. Still working on the video skills though, but anyways. So yeah, there we go. Perfect. That logo over there. Um. So yeah, slide number one. Understanding common decency. So yeah, common decency refers to the basic mutual respect and kindness that individuals are expected to show one another in everyday interactions. It encompasses behaviors such as being polite, considerate, and empathic towards others. So, first off, yeah, common decency means you should treat everybody with decency, whether you align with their agenda or not. That's why on the left there you're gonna see the LGBTQ flag. I'm just gonna flat out say that I'm not their number one supporter, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to be indecent to any one of them. So that's why it's there, just to show that there's no hate, even though I do not align with most of the principles, but I want to be decent to them because they're human beings at the end of the day. Everybody's human. So they're entitled to their own rights. So are you, so am I. So yeah, let's just carry on. Slide number two. The importance of common decency in society, okay? So, building inclusive communities practicing common decency fosters a sense of belonging, acceptance, leading to stronger and more harmonious communities. So yeah, just flat out being nice to everybody means that you can freely interact with everyone, and when you have a problem, you can freely, go to a certain type of person who has that type of solution, and because you've never been nasty to them before, they'll probably be more than happy to help you. You know what I'm saying? Let me just say this. I'm just gonna be honest. I've been in situations where I wasn't the most decent person. I was the most egotistical person around, and that actually came around later on to bite me in the butt, if you know what I mean. So Yeah, turns out that, like, maybe let me just put a situation where I was mean to somebody, I was not decent to them, and then somewhere along the line I actually encounter a problem that only that specific person could help me, but because I wasn't decent to them, I couldn't actually have the courage to actually go up to them and ask for their help. So that's the the importance of decency. You gotta always remember that everybody needs everybody. That's why you need to be together and, you know, practice decency amongst each other. All right. So fostering empathy. It encourages individuals to consider the feelings and perspectives of others, promoting empathy and understanding. So yeah, you might not align with somebody's agenda, somebody's um, point of view of the world, but that doesn't mean that you can't at least try to understand it. You get what I'm saying? Try to see where they're coming from. I'm not saying align yourself with it, but understand it and understand what or, or why those people are motivated to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, promoting equality. Common decency reinforces the principle of treating everyone equally with respect regardless of difference. That's what I'm saying, man. We're all different. We all have our points of views, but that doesn't mean that we should be disrespectful to each other just because our points of views don't align. As a matter of fact, us embracing each other's differences, you know, could actually um, contribute to a larger rate of success, a larger rate of harmonious interactions between each other. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, always be decent, guys. So examples of common decency in everyday life. Yeah, so decency is from the most subtlest things to the most biggest things. So one of the most subtlest things you can do to be a decent human being overall is to practice acts of kindness. So small gestures like holding the door for someone or offering a seat on public transport demonstrates common decency. You see, these things, adapt common decency, but in today's society, it's not really common. A lot of people are self-centered, and yeah, they don't really practice common decency. So yeah, respectful communication, using polite language, actively listening to others' viewpoints, and reflects common decency in interactions. You're gonna understand that the more you practice decency, the more you're gonna become more of a likable person, and the more you're gonna have seemingly good luck in your life, because everybody is gonna be willing to give you a hand. Everybody's gonna be willing to support you. You know what I'm saying? In everything that you do. So yeah, be decent. Be a listener. You see, I'm not saying don't make your point to be heard, but sometimes in conversations, just take the back seat and let somebody else do the driving. You know what I'm saying? Do the talking and analyze, reflect, and give them feedback. Show them that you're actually paying attention to what they're saying by reinforcing what they actually just said. You see, that's one way of actually reinforcing and approving to somebody that you're actually paying attention to what they're saying. So yeah, like I say, and like the famous quote, iron sharpens the iron, and so does one man sharpen another. So you always gotta remember that and understand that in certain situations you have to be sharpened. And you being sharpened is you keeping quiet and listening and absorbing knowledge from the next person. All right. So, helping those in need and assisting a stranger with directions or aiding somebody in carrying heavy groceries showcases common decency. Yeah, man. Yeah, true that, man. True that. So, yeah, stuff like this, man. Like, yeah, man, it makes you feel good as a human being, too, man. It feeds the good part of your consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, decency is just good for you overall. It's gonna help with a lot of things. So yeah, just be kind. Just be kind, man. And don't expect anything back, alright? Just understand that you doing the good deed by itself is enough of a reward. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. The benefits of practicing common decency, enhanced relationships. So yeah, this is one of the benefits. Practicing common decency strengthens interpersonal relationships and fosters a positive, supportive environment. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. People are most likely gonna like you and they're gonna like being around you. Have you ever met those people who other people just gravitates towards them? That's cause they're decent people and people can feel that energy being emanated from that one individual, so they gravitate towards that because there's nobody who wants to gravitate towards toxic negative energy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. you know the best qualification you can get, I think, in life is understanding that kindness can take you way further than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Way further than anything else. Understand that. And I'm telling you, man, that's one of the keys of life, man. I'm telling you, that's so basic, but that is one of the keys to life. Just being a decent, kind human being can open a lot of doors for you. That's why there's so many people out here, man, that have a crap ton of qualifications from multiple universities and PhDs and whatnot, but they're still sitting at home and doing nothing. You know why? Decency. Decency is the reason. Maybe they're not decent human beings. Maybe their energy is off whenever they go to an interview and they sit with an interviewer. The interviewer just feels some type of way when they're communicating with them, and it just doesn't rub them in a positive way. You see, when you're not decent, you build up negative energy inside you. And when you build up that negative energy inside you, it's gonna emanate off from you to other people, and it's gonna repel people from you, repel opportunities from you, repel good luck from you. So be aware of that, man. Be aware of that. Actually, common decency is a form of self love, if I can say. So, yeah, improved mental well being. It's one of the benefits of common decency, too. Exhibiting common decency can contribute to decreased stress, decreased stress, increased feelings of happiness, and fulfillment. Of course, man. I mean, if you're decent to everybody and you're nice to everybody, that's a healthy environment. You don't have to worry about having some beef with somebody, having an issue with anybody. You just good with everybody. So of course that's gonna make you feel less stressed. Of course that's gonna make you more fulfilled and more happy, more mentally um acute, more mentally creative, more mentally strong. You know what I'm saying? So positive another benefit, is positive societal impact. So a collective culture of common decency leads to a more harmonious, compassionate society. You see, you become decent to somebody, and that person takes from you what you have given them, and they pass it on to the next person. You see, people dis- people despise the effect that they have. You see, don't despise the effect that you have on this planet. Okay, because what you start might begin a chain reaction. So whether it's negative or positive, you might be the beginning. You might be the catalyst for a negative or a positive chain reaction. So always be aware of your actions. Always be aware of of how you present yourself to people. All right. The consequences of lacking common decency: strained relationships. So a lack of common decency can lead to tension and conflicts in personal and professional relationships. Yeah, man, I've been here, man. I've been here. I know what this feels like, man. It feels like hell, bro. You do not want to go through this, bro. That's the reason why I'm working on myself, man, of being a more decent person. Always greeting people, always doing all those kind of things, man. I'm telling you, bro, you're better off being a decent person than not being a decent person. People just don't want to be around you when you're not decent. So social division, it can contribute to the erosion of trust and unity within communities, resulting in division and discord. Remember the whole chain reaction thing? Yeah, so here, if you're not being a decent person, you can actually be the catalyst of a bigger problem within a professional uh, or personal life group type thing. You see, you could be the reason why your workplace is toxic, why your home is toxic, just because you're not decent to those people around you. So be mindful of that. Negative emotional impact. So lack of common decency can lead to feelings of isolation and unhappiness for individuals affected by it. True, man. This thing ain't worth it, man. Not being decent ain't worth it, because not only do you hurt yourself, man, you hurt the people around you. So, I mean, there's no win there. You don't gain, nobody gains, man. So, what's the point, man? What's the point of not being decent? I know it might be hard at first, man, but trust me, you'll be better off with being decent than not being decent. All right, trust me, man. I know all about this now. I know this. Okay, you don't want to go down that path if you haven't yet, or if yeah, if you're thinking about just being mean and not being kind and not being decent to people, being a jerk. Don't be that guy. Especially if you're not built like that. You see, there's certain people who can get away with that. There's certain people whose personas are that, and I have to admit, unfortunately, it makes them look cool in the eyes of society, even though they're being jerks. But there's people like us, man, that when we do it, it's not natural, because that's not how we naturally built. I am not naturally built to be that kind of person. All right, so people can sense the phoniness, the fakeness of it, and I don't know, that it reeks. It reeks in a bad way to them. It's a bad energy that I'm sending out when I'm not being decent, because I'm trying to be somebody I'm not. Okay. I also tried it because I thought it was gonna be a cool thing to try, And besides, I had my ego and all that, so yeah, that kind of also jacked me up a little. But yeah, man, don't do it, man. You know yourself, you know your heart, bro. If you're a good person and you know it deep down, don't try to be cool by not being by being a jerk or whatever. Don't do that. It's not gonna end out right for you and the people around you. So, way to promote common decency, right? Education and outreach. So, implementing programs to educate and raise awareness about the importance of common decency in society. Like we do in this channel, man, trying to educate people about stuff like this, educate people about life in general, man. I think there's enough education about everything else, man. I think we just sometimes need to learn about the basics life, because we're all caught up in this cycle, man, of always learning this, learning that, trying to improve our knowledge on this and that. But we forget the ABCs of life, man. Okay, so yeah, man, this channel, it's one of those things that you can lean into to learn about life and decency and stuff like that. And also, you can check out your communities, just be a part of something positive, and naturally, you'll be a good person. You know what I'm saying? So, lead by example, encouraging individuals in positions of influence to model and promote behaviors aligned with common decency. So yeah, you have to be that person sometimes. Sometimes you have to be the first one to cultivate a positive energy around the people you care about and around your professional life. Okay, so yeah, man, it might not be easy, but trust me, um, if anybody is interested and invested and cares about you, they will see the good that you're trying to do, and it's gonna rub off on them, and then they're gonna be more decent people, and then now you have more than one person being decent, and then it just keeps growing and growing, and then once you know it, man, everybody around you is being decent to each other. So community initiatives, supporting and participating in community projects focused on fostering kindness and empathy. That's what I was saying, man. Join a community where they just do good stuff for the community, just join something like that, man. Do whatever, man. Just be a part of a team, be a part of something that's good. Yeah. Challenges in practicing common decency, overcoming indifference, addressing the apathy and lack of concern that may hinder the widespread adoption of common decency. Yeah, yeah, man, and I know in this slide they're talking about addressing the apathy out there, but let's just bring it home for a bit, man. Let's just bring it to ourselves, man. Sometimes when we're clouded by our ego, man, we tend to be in denial, man, and we tend to not even realize that we lack, um, concern for others. We are not empathetic. It takes a minute, man. So sometimes look inward, man, and just be honest with yourself, man. Be honest with yourself, alright? Just take a moment and analyze, reflect on your relationships, and I mean all of them, and see if you're really the good person that you think you are. So yeah, affecting behavioral change. Oh yeah, before I move on to this, I just want to say, man, sometimes ego is built on thinking that you're doing the right thing. Like for example, you might start going to a community, I don't know, service um, program in your community, I guess, and you might start doing good things, right? And then over time, in your mind, you can begin to tell yourself that you do good things, and that in turn could feed your ego in the wrong way, and then that can actually have a negative effect than the one that you thought you were actually planning on having in the first place. So be careful of doing something good, because sometimes doing good things can actually be the birth of your ego. Okay, that can actually be the birth of your ego. So be careful of doing good things, guys. Always be mindful of your thoughts. That's why you always gotta practice meditation, practice mindfulness, so that you can deal with these thoughts as they come before they grow, because the brain is basically like a fertile ground, right? And a fertile ground receives everything, whether it's good or bad. So you might be out there doing something good, right? And then a thought comes into your mind. Yeah, like a thought will be like, yeah, I'm a really good person. I'm really good. I deserve, I deserve this and that. I'm so much better than all these other people who don't do this. That's a bad thought, man. You need to catch that, deal with it. All right. So, yeah, I just had to address that right there. So, affecting behavioral change. Changing deeply ingrained societal attitudes and behaviors towards a more decent and empathetic approach. Yeah, man, sometimes you need to actually um, see what triggers certain behaviors that you dislike, and then try to be prepared when you actually encounter that type of trigger again. You know what I'm saying? So always be mindful of that. Always be mindful of things that may trigger um behaviors that you don't really like. Okay. So moving on, maintaining consistency. Consistently practicing common decency in diverse and challenging situations can be demanding. Yeah, man. I'll be the first to say, man, this decency thing, man, it ain't easy, but it's worth it. Sometimes, it ain't. Sometimes it ain't easy, but it's worth it. Cause and I get why it's not easy. It's not easy, not because it's not easy, but it's not easy because I'm used to something else. So changing. I believe I'm a bit of an adaptive person, but changing, it it comes over time. So just be patient with yourself. Take it easy on yourself, and understand that this is a journey. You might make mistakes here and there, but know your end goal, and try to maintain your streak of consistency on a day-to-day basis. Okay, don't look at it like, yo, I have to be decent for a year. I have to be decent for the rest of this or that. Just be like, you know what, today I'm just gonna be a decent person. Deal with the day, deal with the hour, deal with the second that comes. Okay, and then eventually you will become that decent person. This will feel less like a chore to you, and yeah, you will be that good decent person. So yeah, man, slide number 8, you already know the conclusion. Wow, this one was a pretty good one, man. I appreciate everybody that's joining me here. So, encouraging a culture of common decency, foster inclusive environments. Okay, yeah, man, you gotta open up a bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying just be available to any type of person, but open up a bit, be more approachable. You know what I'm saying? Support empathy building programs. Like I said, community programs, things such of that nature. Be a part of them, support them, you know, advocate for kindness initiatives. Yeah, that too. Number 4, promote respectful communication. So I'm glad this is coming up again, because respectful communication is something sometimes it's a bit tricky to do, because sometimes you might feel like you're being dealt wrong, and then you get you get triggered, then you respond in a inappropriate way. And when you do that, man, I'm telling you, whatever argument that you're in, whatever, whether you're right or wrong, the person that you have just disrespected via your words, through your words, they're not gonna overlook. that and see that you're right, their main focus is gonna be like, wow, this guy is actually disrespectful. So always be polite in your conversations, in your communications, Let the person speak. After they speak, you talk. When they raise their voice, always stay medium. Trust me, man. The real ones that you meet, the real ones in your life, will admire you for that. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the likes. And just like every other end of the Why Me channel videos, we always practice gratitude. We always say three things that we're grateful for. So I'm gonna begin. You guys are gonna write down the things that you're grateful for in the comments, alright? So let me just say the three things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the air that I breathe. I'm grateful that you have stumbled across this video because you probably need it. We all need it. And I'm grateful for this beautiful mic here that I have. Makes my work easier, makes my voice more audible. You know, yeah. So yeah, much love. Peace, y'all. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next one.